Yeah.
So I knew how to find the place. And the daughter, if she's still alive, is still living in that same apartment.
Yeah.
She took it after her parents died. She was living in Belgium, and she came and she's living in that same apartment. So I can't remember if it was Max or Rachel that I took to visit them. I think it was Rachel, but it might have been Max. Anyway, and visited. Who was alive? I visited the daughter whose wedding I had been to many years before. I visited her in his apartment, in that same apartment that I had been to, you know, in Paris. They were still living, there. So many years later. That was 1949 that I originally, met them. I first met them, and when I went over with, what year was it? I think Rachel was 8 years old.
So that would have been the year 2000.
So it was more than 50 years. More than 50 years later. Same apartment, same furniture, same everything. The daughter living there. I had visions of the mother sitting in a chair sewing, and this was 50 years later. The daughter was fairly tall and rather thin. The mother was more a sort of typical middle-aged woman, with a middle-aged spread. But Aida remained tall and skinny, And it's very funny.
And what was their name again? What was the original Armenian name? Jezvedjian. And she changed it? Nasib, yeah.
Nacib. But Emmanuel, my friend, Mano is what he was called when he was younger. He's not known as Mano anymore. He's always Emmanuel now. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yes, his son, Olivier, decided to take back the family name Jezvedjian. So they are all Nasibs, but the son is Jezvedjian. Presumably his kids will be Jezvedjians. But they are not connected with any of the rest of the family. Emmanuel tried to find the LLMjans that we knew there were LLMjans in Paris because one of the eldest son of my great-grandfather's second wife, the eldest son had a son who went to Paris as a young man. He had played his cello with the Istanbul Orchestra, and then he went and he joined the Paris Symphony. And he played with them, and he also had individual concerts in Paris, playing the cello, and you could see him on the kiosks. They had the posters about coming events. You see the name. The name has momentarily escaped me, his first name, but it'll come back. Anyway, LLMjan, on this poster, LLMjan playing his cello in this concert. And I walk around Paris and see his name, see my last name on these posters, But never made the connection. I wouldn't have made the connection because he was a well-known violinist, cellist, and I was just me, So, you know, there was no possibility of making connection. The interesting thing is that my aunt Surin's wife, that is the parents of the big family, the eight, you know, had told me before I came to Paris that there was this Armenian, this relative of ours, Alalamton, who was, I think she told me he was a violinist. I think she thought he was a violinist in Paris. So it was known that he was there, he existed, but nobody had met him. Nobody had met him, nobody knew him, but he was there.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I going from there? I was going somewhere else, but I can't remember.